All right. This is Statistical Quality Control, Lab 6. In this lab, we worked on SPC Design. I'm Josh Gertzen.
I'm Alex Pappenfuss.
And I'm Paige Miranda. And for our SPC Design, we collected a sample size of 5 production shifts with 50 observations measuring the diameter of bushings for vices. So for our sample frequency, since we have a high production rate of producing 100 bushings per shift, an 8-hour shift, we decided to collect 5 samples every half hour during the shifts to get a good collection of our data assortment. For our control charts, we used an X-bar and R chart. And from the data that we collected using the SPC design being implemented on the production floor line, we got a couple points out of the control limits, which then represents that the process is out of control and the variability is high and needs to be redesigned to control the whole process.
Okay, so for our SPC process that we ended up making, so for the process of making the bushings without the SPC is almost the exact same. There's only one other difference that is added, which would be the SPC checkpoint that we add. But other than that, the metal will come into the factory and then it will be taken to a furnace by a forklift, which will melt down the aluminum, which is what the bushings are made out of. And then there is a worker that has to go and check if the mold is acceptable. So like if it has any dirt, cracks, and stuff like that could cause any impurities to the bushings, the worker needs to check that. And so the worker will either accept the mold or decline it. If the worker declines the mold, that mold needs to go and get fixed or cleaned depending on what is wrong with it. And then a backup mold will be brought in, and which will have to be checked again by the worker to make sure that it's good to be used. And so after that, you go down to the metal being poured into the mold. And so the molten aluminum is poured into the mold and the bushing is created then. So once the bushings have been poured into, they're being started to move down the line, which is where we are implementing our SPC checkpoint. And so our SPC machine is going to go in and check the diameter of each bushing. And from this, we will be able to tell which bushings are within and without the control limits. And then after the checkpoint, they're moved to storage, or if they need to go straight to somewhere else, they are transported.
So the next step is the cost-benefit analysis of this machine at our SPC checkpoint. We had a lot of factors with this. So the machine itself is a optical CNC measurement device, and it is good to the nearest micron. So some of the factors are obviously the initial purchase price, which was $42,000, and then maintenance on that, and installation, and then training cost. So for benefits, we were looking at removing one person because this machine is going to be much quicker and we no longer need 2 people to do the same job. So with that, we found the savings, the benefit to be $558,000 and the cost to be $104,057.37. So with that, we did a BC ratio and it comes out to 5.57, and that is above 1. So it's an obvious choice that we do buy the machine, and it does benefit us.
All right, so for our innovation and solutions, the biggest one that we could come up with that could be like innovation would be automation. And so if we could automate this process, so like for example, the pouring is at the moment manual, and so 2 workers have to go in and pour all the metal. If we can make that automated, it'll be less human error in there. And so that could help with the increase or decrease in impurities into the design. Quality checks, this can be throughout the whole process. This could even be before on the metal that we're getting, or sorry, the molds that we are getting from a different company. If they're doing quality checks on the molds, and then when we get them, we could also do quality checks. This would help increase the mold's lifespan as we're not getting in faulty molds that we have to go and fix and clean all the time, and that they are coming in brand new. The last thing is the solution, which is implementation. And so this would actually be implementing the SPC device. This will help us make sure that we continue to just make these bushings as well as we can and just keep it confirmed. All right, that was our presentation over our SPC process. Thank you for
Watching.
that.